So I suppose we should probably move on to our Buried by Backlog section. This month is a big one. We're talking about Starfield. So I think this one's going to be really complex, if I'm honest.
What gave you that idea?
I think there'll be a lot of rambling as well. So
try and keep rambling to a minimum.
So first impressions, what are your thoughts, Ben?
When you say first impressions, though, what do you mean? Like first impressions of the game or just overall impressions so far?
When I first started it, I found it very hard to get into, and I didn't expect that. I thought it was a little overwhelming. It just didn't hook me, plain and simple.
Yeah.
Anybody else have that?
100%.
Yeah.
If I'm honest. Yeah.
It could have done with a rampant situation that you were bundled into, like at the start of Skyrim.
Instead of just like a mining. Oh, you're going through this mining thing.
Go for a walk with a laser.
Cut this off.
And it's just like, you're going to have to, I mean, you kind of go and fight a few pirates at the start.
It's mainly walk with this NPC who is walking at just faster than your walking pace, but slower than your running pace.
Yes. As always, Bethesda knocks it out of the park with pacing.
I agree there, Ben. It didn't grab me from the get-go, but
I sense you were going in a different direction, Ben.
It took a minute, and the advice I read, I think it was, or did I watch? I'm not sure. Was basically follow the story to Neon, and when I did that, it did grab me. It did well. It did what Bethesda does.
So you really like it, don't you?
Oh.
Wow.
Okay. No. How many hours do you have?
I thought we're all going to disagree about this.
Yeah.
I've done 110 hours.
Wow. Okay.
That's a lot more than me.
And me.
And I think there's been some fantastic story arcs in it that have really hooked me and wanted me to do more. But the second you finish that specific one, you go, well, now what?
Wow.
I'll go and mine this moon for a bit then, should I?
That's quite an interesting take, and it's almost exactly the same as my take.
And then when you do find the reason to go and do something else, like right, okay, then so I'll go and start the UC storyline. Same story, you get right into it. Sometimes a bit much dialogue in them. Sometimes a bit much go and talk to Joan down the corner who washes your clothes, and it's crap you don't need to know. And then all of a sudden, there's this creature that reminds you of the Alien movies, starts beeping on your radar, and it's amazing again.
That was an awesome mission.
That is a good mission. Yeah. You basically get hunted by like a horrible creature, aren't you? And it's like beeps when it gets closer to you.
Yeah, and you have to trap it.
I 100% agree with that take. Like some of the missions are really good
fantastic.
When they're good. So when I'm playing those missions, I'm like, oh. This is it. This is the game.
This is Bethesda.
Yeah, this is Bethesda. Yeah. But then it's over so quickly, and I'm like, oh.
I just wonder.
What do I do now?
I want to throw in a short anecdote, which is it kind of like reinforces my opinion, or it did at the time. So you're saying there you played until Neon.
In main story, I've gone a bit further.
Sorry, I mean you were initially the plan was to get to Neon and see what happens.
Yeah, to try and see if it hooked me or not.
Hooked in. Yeah, exactly. So I was actually hooked a little bit before then, in a sense. A few hours in, I started doing, I think, the UC mission pretty quickly. Like it was like the first like side mission I tackled.
Is that the Vanguard guys?
Yes. Yeah. So I got that Terramorph mission. It's pretty much from then I was like, okay, I am enjoying this. Yeah, there's some quirks here and there, but I can get over them. I'm enjoying it. Fast forward, I did some of the story missions, and I got to Neon. I think the mission's called All That Money Can Buy. Yep. I think that's the mission called. What the mission's called. And right at the end of the mission, so for the whole mission, once you start the mission, your ship is grounded. You can't leave. You have to finish that mission before you can leave your ship. Okay, can't do anything, no side missions or anything. Finish that mission, and then everything opens up. And at the very end of the mission, once your ship has been released, you still can't use it. You have to speak to Walter, and then he says some things. Speak to him, and then you can leave. I get a glitch when I speak to Walter, where you finish his sentence, you get all your rewards, and the camera stays panned on his face. You can't leave. You can't do anything. All you can do is pause it, and it brings up like the settings menu, and you can reload a save, and you can do it again. Happens constantly. I'm lucky enough to have
similar.
Well, Well, just sorry to cut you off. Let me just quickly finish this. I'm lucky enough to have a laptop, so I've loaded it onto the laptop. Same thing happens. That save has stuck me, so I cannot leave that planet. Okay, I'm 30 hours in, 25, 30 hours in. You know, I've finished that whole mission, and my only option is to revert to a save before I started that mission, just so I can finish the rest of my side missions and then probably get stuck again on that mission. It's basically broke my save. I've got a game-breaking bug to the point where I cannot continue anymore. And I've never had that on any game. I've heard people saying about game-breaking bugs. I played Cyberpunk at launch, and I played that game with fear that I was going to get a game-breaking bug. Yeah. Never happened. But this wound me up so much when I got this game-breaking bug 25, 30 hours in. That's it. I'm done with it. And it was almost like I got a sense of relief that it broke on me, and it was an excuse to stop playing. And that sounds like an absolutely damning sort of like assessment of the game. The game was like all right, but all right is, I think, about as strong praise as I'd give it.
Definitely not the 9.8/10 out of 10 that they posted online.
It was a 7 out of 10 until this, and I'm giving it a 6.
5 out of 7, too much space.
And
too much space.
Yeah, way too much space. And it's a type of thing I keep sort of like trying to compare it almost to like Cyberpunk. Had this happened in Cyberpunk, I would have been devastated that I've just lost all that time and all that like save file. But in this, I was more annoyed that I'd wasted my time playing it. I'm not going to get that time back. I'm not annoyed that I can't carry on playing it. I'm just annoyed that it's done. And that was it.
Yeah, you haven't hit any end point. It kind of cut it off itself. And now you're like, well, I'm not doing all that again.
No, the only way you can apparently fix a bug is on computer, but it won't let me even do that. People have said if you do manage to sort of like break the game to fix the bug, it just happens again 5 minutes later. So it's like, I just can't do anything. I'm stuck. What I could do is all the side missions on Neon.
That's your game. You never leave.
But that's it. So that point, I might as well play Cyberpunk because it looks the same.
Cyberpunk looks a lot better, I'd say.
Yeah.
It came out a lot earlier.
So,
so that's my experience.
So Joe, what's your experience been?
I will say, relating it to Cyberpunk, I've heard a lot of comparisons between the two games. And they're not alike in the slightest. I mean, there's maybe two environments. Like I think there's the well and Neon that look a bit cyberpunky.
Yeah,
but they're nowhere near being the same game. And I think Bethesda's actually started operating worse by making things or keeping things open world. In the games that they've done where it was a closed system, like Dishonored and Doom, they are much more polished, refined games and experiences.
That's only Bethesda. Yeah, that's only Bethesda published. Sorry. So Doom.
So they don't actually make those.
No. So Doom was id, and Dishonored was Arcane. So they're published by Bethesda. But I think you're not far off the point. Like Skyrim was, in my opinion, the last masterpiece from Bethesda. It was significantly smaller in scope.
Yeah. Well, even if you just keep comparing the new game to Skyrim. Just from the get-go, it's not had me going to want to play it. Like for the purposes of this podcast, is the only reason that I've been wanting to play the game.
Yeah, like so the main campaign in Skyrim was fine, but it had a good thrust into it.
I don't actually remember what it was.
No, but the main campaign in Starfield has been pretty naff so far. Like, have you got powers yet, Joe?
No, I didn't even make it that far.
Do you, Jay?
I don't.
I know you will, Ben. The really weird ass mini game for getting powers where you just fly through, not even hoops, just fly into like mist, and you do it for about 10 minutes. You don't know you're doing the right thing.
That was my issue.
Surely I'm doing the wrong thing. And that's all you do. You fly around to different like points of mist in this small room, and then you get powers, and then you go, oh great, and then it pops up with a map of like 30 powers. Oh yeah, I get to do it again 30 times. Is that a main mission?
Well, the last one I couldn't make it to. So the last little ball of mist, I couldn't make it to. So I really didn't know whether I was doing it or not. And I was flying around for about 10 minutes in this room. That's why I've played 110 friggin' hours.
Wow.
And I was like, I had to Google it to figure out if I was doing the right thing because I was doing it for that long.
I actually found myself doing a lot of Googling, like to the point where I didn't want to play the game in the way it was meant to figure out puzzles because I couldn't be bothered. I wasn't having fun so much. I wanted to just Google it.
Right, considering the game is built on exploration, like that's the whole main quest. Is we are
why don't you explore?
We are explorers.
They make it so hard.
I know.
Yeah.
You can't just fly somewhere. He's got, I'm in a menu, and then I'll go into a different menu to reach a menu where I can actually land on a planet. But you don't land on the planet. You just land outside the planet.
So I wrote
and then you
this
pick
down.
a place on the planet.
I wrote this down. So you load for everything. So you have to load a lot of the time. You fast travel to your ship because stack walking because there's no vehicles and the jetpack is just kind of might as well not
Why
even
isn't
be
it?
there.
Yeah, why isn't it a normal jetpack?
Yeah, why is it a
just boost?
thruster? Yeah. So you have to load, you fast travel to your ship, you get to your ship, then you fast travel into your ship, and then there's a sort of like animation which is probably
Where you
hiding
take
a
off.
loading scene. No, to sit down. It takes longer to sit down than anything. Then there's a loading screen animation thing to get into space. Then there's a loading screen to get to the outside of the planet you want to go to, or if you don't have enough fuel, to another planet.
Oh yeah.
Which then
And
you
then you
just
gotta
then
do it
have
all
to
again.
do it again. Then if you want to dock to a ship, you have to do a loading screen to dock to the ship,
And
and
then
then,
if
another loading screen to enter the ship.
Oh, and then if
there's
you
a-
press the wrong button and undock from the ship, and you're like,
Oh,
my
the
God.
frustration. I
Yeah.
sit down and stand up more than you can imagine.
Yeah, then you load to to maybe the planet, and then you load off your ship. All these things don't need loading screens. You load in the main city, you load in an elevator to go upstairs. But then when you're upstairs, you could jump off in the balcony and you're still in the area. So you're not loading anything.
One
Yeah,
word.
I don't.
Scaling. Just fix it with scaling. For the love of God. I don't care if it takes 8 hours to fly to the moon. It doesn't need to take 8 friggin' hours to
Make
fly
it
to the
take a
moon.
minute.
Yeah.
It doesn't take 8 minutes of
1000%.
menu.
Yeah. remove all the surface area of the maps that you don't need because you don't need them. Don't let it so you can land anywhere because there's no point. Just make
I
it so
really
you click on a planet and you can only land in the place it makes you want to land because that would be fine.
You mean like how
down the
Mass
amount of
Effect did
planets.
it 12 years
Exactly.
ago?
That's what I was thinking, Joe. Like they should have taken a lot from what Mass Effect did. Like just pick I don't know,
A zone.
8 planets and be like, right, these are our 8
a solar
planets.
system.
A solar system. Or even the 8 planets in different solar systems. But and you go to the other, like Mass Effect, you go to the other parts of your solar system. And if you want to get resources, you just fly over the planet.
Send a probe.
Send a probe,
Yeah.
get resources. You don't have to land.
If you wanted to do all the procedural stuff, maybe let you land, but again, only in one patch of these planets. And it can just be procedural and you do a bit of mining to get off. If you really wanted you to do that, they didn't need to go as far as they did, but by doing it, it's hindered the rest of the game.
Well,
Yes.
this is what I
Everything
mean
they've
about-
done has made the game you want to play worse.
Yeah, there's so much scope there, and there's so many good ideas.
Yeah.
But they really needed to just rein it in. I mean, the good storytellers at the heart, or good side quest makers, I would say.
The
more than
side
anything.
quests are the
Like,
only
some of
reason
them
I'm
are-
giving it a 6 out of 10.
Some of
and
them
the
are really
gunplay.
interesting. Like, I flew to. There's the whole Mantis quest where you basically like finding Space Batman, and you go into Space Batman's cave, and that's really cool. You get a ship and a cool suit, and then there's a Paradiso. I thought that was really interesting. There's a ship orbiting this planet. You go down to the planet, and they're like a resort. It's like a really beautiful resort called like Paradiso or something. And they're like, this ship's been orbiting us and we don't know what it is and we can't communicate with it. Could you go fly up and see what it is? You can fly and see what it is. And it's an old civilization. It's not an old civilization. It's a human colony who set off from Earth before light speed basically was invented. So it's taken them like 300 years to get there. And obviously all the tech's like really, really old. And then they're really surprised to see another human because they thought everybody just died on Earth.
Yeah, I remember
It's
that.
really interesting.
It's cool. Yeah.
However, even that mission itself is just going back and forth. And talking
That's
to
what I was
people.
about to say. Like when you really look at it in hindsight, all you do is talk.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing. It's boring.
Yeah.
So
I feel like it
this
can
is
be,
the point.
The game can be described as Stockholm syndrome. While you're playing it, you're like, oh yeah, this is great. And then you take a step back, you're like, I wasn't enjoying that. Why did I feel like I was enjoying it? Like I was trapped playing it.
I do feel a bit of anxiety when there's no blue dot on the screen to go towards. There's no. Where's my check marker? What am I supposed to do?
Yeah,
There's no
Some
reason to
games
do anything else.
Local maps. Anyway, I need to just say it now while we're on this point. This is why I loaded No Man's Sky. this loading constantly. And all I wanted to do was fly in and out of an atmosphere. So I did it on another game. And I flew across a solar system.
Yeah.
And little things that they could have done, like I in No Man's Sky, I own a freighter. This is where I store all of my ships. I can walk about my freighter and look at my other ships.
That's really cool. Because
how cool is that?
I wanted to do that. I wanted to have a massive ship with like 3 ships in it. I'd be like, oh,
you choose one and you fly out the door. But that's it.
What I don't get from a design point of view, if they're going to give you this much freedom, you can land on a planet and go anywhere, but they don't give you a vehicle.
Yeah,
you've got a spaceship.
We don't do cars.
You can't fly it though.
No, well, you can kind of.
Well, there you go. No Man's Sky again. You just fly in a lower atmosphere and you fly around the planet till you find the thing you want to land on.
So you just jump. You just constantly jump, and then you run out of oxygen. Why? A stamina meter or an oxygen meter if they're going to
spacesuit.
And you're going to run somewhere. It's stupid. It's like design decisions like that. I don't know how they actually got past QA.
Changes your world when you get the power that's the personal atmosphere, because you can just turn your personal atmosphere on and just sprint.
But then why do you have to get far enough in the game to get that?
I definitely
in a game
agree.
Where all Bethesda games are supposed to encourage you to not do the main mission because you're supposed to be doing everything else, which is interesting.
Well, bringing it back,
they could have at least given you a space horse. There are space horses in the game. The things that hunt the terraforms.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't even know.
So I didn't know that.
Ride a Terramorph. That would be cool. Yeah. Terramorph armor. Sell it for $1.
But it's going back to like the exploration. Like, I suppose in Skyrim, Fallout, you are in an open world, and as you're walking from place to place, this is most open worlds, you bump into stuff. You go, oh, I'll do this.
You can't turn it off.
That looks cool. I'm going to go into that building and see what's in there. And I found this NPC on the way to the next main objective, and that's how I usually do open worlds. Or just
it's 1 a.m. and I've been looking in this building.
Yeah. But you can't do that in this.
No, because it's all loading screens.
Because it's all loading screens, and you feel like you have to go to these. There's no like, oh, I'm going to fly down here, or I'm going to explore this bit and speak to cool NPCs. I mean, you can do it in the big cities, but most of the side quests in the big cities are just fetch quests.
What's mad to me is New Atlantis, the biggest human civilization, is about the same size as Whiterun in scope.
I think it's
in scope.
It's probably one of those. If you go back,
it's probably a lot bigger.
It is a lot bigger. But
there's about as much to do. There's about as many shops.
You're right.
As many guards.
I saw
they're just spread out.
I saw in a review. I think it was Girlfriend Reviews. If you've not watched that, shout out to that review. It's great. But they even say in New Atlantis, all the shops are in the residential district, not the commercial district. And I wondered why I couldn't find any. There's no map.
There's no map.
Local map issues.
All of the problems stem from, in my opinion, or most of them, stem from 2 things. An old engine. Three things.
You can still tell it's old.
Yeah. Bethesda's insistence on keeping to like old things that the majority of people don't care about. I know you're going to hate me for saying this, Ben, but like base building, 90% of people playing this game don't spend time in the base building. So
for listeners, I'm giving him evils.
But my point is, if you removed that, it's upsetting to some people, but you actually invest that time in making the rest of the game good. I don't think many people would care, even yourself, because the rest of the game would be good.
See, I don't.
But I need a home base.
But I get what you're saying. But I wouldn't get rid of that, but I know what you're saying.
But other things, object permanence. Who needs to farm 1 million potatoes? And just have them in the world.
Always
funny.
But it's like 1% of players. You know what I mean? And most of the time they don't do it in game; they do it in mods. So it's why do you need
500 potatoes?
If
depends how many adaptive frames I can build out of these potatoes.
If that's going to affect the rest of the game, just remove it. It brings me back to there's a term called, I think it's sort of like coined Eurojank. So there's a lot of like European developers who'll develop games and they'll put every feature you can possibly think of in these games. I think Greedfall was one. I think Dying Light's technically one. There's just so many features in there, and all of them are like slightly half-baked. If you just remove some of the scope, you would have made the other features so much better. And
That is without a doubt what they've done in this game. I agree with you.
Yeah. And then the other thing is just the fact that because it's a space game, if they toned all that back, so maybe for Elder Scrolls 6, maybe they'll be able to make a far better game by reducing that scope, reducing the size. It's no longer space, and you don't need to have loading screens and everything because it can actually load a world.
Well, I can imagine that's kind of with the exploration, it's kind of a problem because are you going to just go, I'll just go to this planet? But if you just kept it to like a solar system.
Well, originally when they were developing it, they were going to keep it at 12 star systems instead of like as many as we have.
Yeah.
And they weren't going to be procedurally generated planets. They're going to be handcrafted. Why they moved away from that is beyond me.
I've read that. It was one of the old Bethesda leads said the procedural generation just became too exciting for them.
Yeah.
Because did it mean they had less work to do? Is that what it was?
Because he will still add loads.
Well, Todd Howe can come out and say it's got 1,000 planets.
Yeah.
That's why.
You see that moon?
No one's going to go to 1,000 planets if they're all the same planet with a different...
I think one person has so far.
Have they had 1,000 unique experiences on those 1,000 planets? They won't have. They'll have landed and gone, oh, it's a desert. I'll go up again.
Yeah, I landed on Earth and was disappointed.
Oh, it was a desert, wasn't it?
Yeah. I get it's the story reason, but it's... Yeah.
Also, I just want to say, come on, why no aliens? I mean...
Well, yeah. I don't mind that so much.
It's like
just monsters.
To me...
Yeah.
It's like they got all these amazing ideas, but they just pick the wrong thing every time.
I don't mind the no aliens thing.
See...
I think it's just a choice, an artistic
I suppose it is a choice, but
they could have had other humanoids.
Yeah, you think of Skyrim, you can be
elves, orcs, Nords, lizard folk.
Why would the other aliens speak English? Now in Skyrim, they all live and in Tamriel.
That's a translator in your helmet moment. That's nothing.
Yeah, true.
I've all watched Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Why does everyone speak English in space anyway?
But true. That doesn't bother me so much because it's more. It doesn't affect my.
I know what you mean, but that's. I suppose I'm taking my expectations into it from Skyrim and Fallout. I'm like, I really want to have an amazing space adventure, but it just sounded like to me they brought the scope of that down, but then
put it in the wrong
place. And I think that's it for me. We've all kind of slagged this off for 20 minutes now.
Yeah, we'll get to some positives here.
We'll have to get to some positives.
I need more fun stuff first.
There is good things in the game, but
you got to find them.
Yeah.
I think
that's it.
I think it really when I was playing it actively, it was making me more excited for Bethesda's next game, which is still good because I was thinking this is all the stuff they've learned, great, and they can learn a bit more and make the next Elder Scrolls great. In hindsight, sort of now, I'm less excited, which is such a shame because Skyrim is one of my favorite games of all time. Yeah. I'm more excited about just playing other people's RPGs, like Phantom Liberty. I need to play.
I can't wait to buy that.
I feel like the RPG landscape has evolved so much since Skyrim.
100%.
And they just haven't. They haven't caught up.
No,
like they were the leading people of RPGs back when Skyrim came out. Even Fallout 4, I would say.
Yeah.
And then, not a lot of people, not everyone likes Fallout 4, but I really liked it.
I did.
I really loved it. Yeah.
Put my hand up. No one saw.
But they just haven't evolved. Witcher 3's come out since then. Cyberpunk. I know that's both from CD Projekt Red, but there's been other ones. I promise.
The thing is that Bethesda are still in the mindset that bigger is where you have to go. But even was Witcher 3 smaller than Skyrim in scope?
No.
In terms of the map?
No, but Cyberpunk.
That is a much smaller game, and it's much more detailed and dense. Yeah. We don't need massive open world areas. The goal of this game was to go out and explore and have a massive space adventure. But in trying to do that, they've made it the most closed off RPG that there is.
Yeah.
Because you're just going from menu to menu, and those menus aren't easy to navigate. They're not intuitive in the slightest. Every time I press pause, I'm like, all right, which one is the inventory? Yeah. It doesn't say anywhere on screen.
What do you think, for example, the skill tree stuff? Because I feel like I don't think Fallout had a great skill tree, but Skyrim, I loved that skill tree. The more you used a skill, the more points you got in that skill. Yeah?
Yeah.
And it worked.
Well, that's what happens this time.
It doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't.
Well, you still have to upgrade it with a point, but there are challenges in each one.
Yeah, but you still had to do that in Skyrim.
Yeah,
to unlock the actual buff.
But you would level up lock picking. You would get skills for lock picking. Whereas in this, say you want lockpicking, you have to do the challenge within lockpicking to get a point, but then that point could be spent elsewhere.
Yeah.
Which I didn't like. But also the fact that if you've got like 6 skill trees with like 4 or 5 tiers, you might have a basic skill, like sliding is a basic skill in my opinion. You have to get to the second tier of one of these skill trees. So you have to put points into things you don't want, and you don't get that many skill points. But you have to put points into things you don't want just to be able to unlock the ability to combat slide.
What you got to do is look for your focus, because the points work. If you get to rank 4 in your lockpick and slide is above it, then you can get into the second tier. So you just have to narrow down your focus to what you need.
But that's but when it's basic abilities,
like stealth.
Yeah, stealth. I get the stealth.
You actually cannot stealth unless you put a point in it.
I've got a shotgun. I can never stealth.
Well, but it's stupid. I was like sneaking behind someone, and I got caught, and I was like, in fact, on stealth. What are your guys' opinions on the AI? Because I don't know if I had a buggy game, but
were you taking off your spacesuit?
What do you mean?
You have to take off your spacesuit to stealth, and it doesn't tell you that.
Yeah.
Do you?
What?
Your spacesuit is loud as hell.
So I put all my points in stealth, so I was hard to spot, and I still got spotted all the time. So yeah, that's probably why. But you can't take your spacesuit off in space.
No, but you can inside a building or inside a ship.
So I didn't know that. But
there needs to be a button just to take off your spacesuit.
So many times,
and you to do it every time is really annoying.
Many times where I would be like perched up on a rock with a silent rifle. Sometimes you just get spotted for no reason, which is stupid. Sometimes you wouldn't.
I had something happen. I'll explain.
And there'll be 2 people.
Being spotted is shared between NPCs, I find. So if one person spots you, the one that you're targeting will also somehow spot you, even though you're not in their range of vision.
I know. But the one thing I noticed, like significantly, especially when I'd done up my stealth skill, there'll be 2 people next to each other. So I'd silently take out one, shoot him right in the face, stood next to the person who's looking directly at him. They wouldn't even flinch. They wouldn't even like, oh my God, his head's just been blown off in front of me.
Well, they might have been stuck in dialogue selection with that other character.
And it happened every single time. I could literally pick off people who were just like wandering around and no one would bat an eye. The AI is probably one of the worst I've ever experienced in a game. I don't know whether I had a buggy game, but it was atrocious.
We've decided you have a buggy game, Brad.
True. I mean, it did break, but it was hours and hours before it, to the point where stealthing was too easy. It was either too easy that I couldn't get caught because I was just head popping everyone and no one would notice, or I'd get caught for doing nothing, just for the silliest of reasons.
The pickpocketing's similar, isn't it? If you try and pickpocket, you can just look in people's pockets and no one gives a crap that you're doing it. They found you and you're like, oh, what have you got in there? I don't know.
To be fair, that's the same in Skyrim as well. You can look, but if you take anything and you spot it,
However, when did Skyrim come out?
You know what I mean? It could have been 7 lifetimes ago. It's been re-released that many times.
I think it was 12 years ago. I think it's
Charles Dickens was playing Skyrim, I think.
11th of the 11th, 2011.
Yeah, 12 years ago.
That's what I mean. 12 years. A lot has changed in 12 years.
Speaking of
you shouldn't
stealth,
be comparing it to Skyrim. It should be better.
There's one mission where you have to do it in the Vanguard one, where you're trying to convince a senator to sign something or other. Yeah. And you have to you've been told prior that there's a bug in a room that you could use maybe against it. So you have to, it turned out I had to stealth through the vents to get into a room, listen to this audio recording and then go back and then bribe her basically. So I did that, did the stealth fine. Nobody caught me, got out, went to speak to her. Halfway through speaking to her, every single guard in the place just runs up to me and goes, "Get out the facility, get out." And I'm like, why? And I just said no. And then everybody starts shot me, and then I was with Sam Coe at the time, and I think it was his people. So I shot back, and he was just
the Frontier guys.
Sam Coe is angry with you, and they just left.
Yeah,
why?
Talking about leaving companions, I had a moment where Sarah just vanished on me completely. I accidentally took a different companion because the dialogue choices were really bad. It was when you unlock, I can't remember a name, and it was either, come along, I'll walk with you, or no, I don't want to, I don't want you with me, or something really harsh. So I didn't want to pick that. So I picked the other option, and then I was going to go back to Sarah and equipped her as my companion. She just vanished off the face of the earth. I spent about half an hour looking for her, couldn't find her, had to revert save.
She's not at the lodge?
Nope. I was in the lodge when it happened.
Does she go to the eye?
I walked around the lodge, tried to sleep in the lodge, see if she'd respawn. She didn't. Went to the eye, she wasn't there. Went back to my ship, allocated her as part of the ship, slept, and she didn't appear. I did like everything you can think to do for about half an hour. Couldn't find her. Had to reload. My last save was about an hour ago. I had to redo loads of missions again. So that was another thing.
Yeah. I feel like we've just absolutely smashed this off.
She might have just been off artifact hunting. They have their own lives, these NPCs,
Yeah.
They don't just wait around for us.
I want to make one last negative point, which they need to fix for Elder Scrolls. Get rid of over-incumbents.
Oh my God.
Just get rid.
I get it.
No one likes it.
Considering how much like resources you gather and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like the cargo as well. And I'm like, oh, my cargo's full. And my pockets are full. What am I supposed to do with all this stuff?
I've just clicked A on someone and picked up all his apples.
Well, then they lose an entire skill tree of encumbrance points.
Which I had to put all my points into because it was annoying me so much.
Or just have junk weighing nothing instead of junk weighing 1.
Slide with full pockets.
Because you can't get up.
Have junk and ammo weigh nothing. The only thing that should weigh stuff is maybe like armor and weapons. And that's it. So you're not walking around as like with a massive arsenal.
Agreed.
Yeah. But other than that, get rid of
fun glitches.
Yeah.
Fun glitches. Anybody have any fun ones?
I had one where any fun ones.
Is it only fun because it's Bethesda and it's expected? If it was any other game,
necessary ones. So fun ones.
Spider Cube was pretty fun. So we'll go.
One of them, I was in mid conversation with Sarah, and somebody started fighting in the background, and she just ran off and ducked behind a block. And tried to continue the conversation with her, but couldn't do anything because she was fighting it out. When she fought it out, she came back like nothing had happened. Just carried on where she was.
I've had conversations with Sarah from inside a building when she's outside. So it cuts to her and it's raining. I had a really fun one. I think this happened like 3 times where my game would be loading and it would just keep loading. And I had so much fun. I'd be looking at the loading screen for about 5 minutes, having a whale of a time until I had to reload my save. So
you had to reload a lot of saves.
So many saves.
I did lose quite a few hours on my ship. It turns out I should never paint my ship. I ended up stealing a really big ship and I'd messed about with it and worked out that you could, if you tried to place a part on your ship, it goes red, you can't place it. But if you then press the digital down button, you can scroll to the most expensive part and buy it even if you don't have the perk. So it wasn't glitching at all, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'd done this to the ship and it didn't like it after I'd painted it. Because I had all these really high-powered tanks, engines, jump drives, everything on this ship, and then I painted it, and it just never appeared anywhere. So I went to landing pads and like, you can't leave this planet. What? Why? Where's my ship gone?
Because your ship is over encumbered.
Yeah, because your ship.
Did you paint it with active camo paint by mistake?
That might have been it.
I will say though, if we do move on to some more positive things. Other than bugs, the performance was like really good. And while I was playing on Series S,
mostly for me, sometimes it went down.
It ran smooth.
On Series S though. Yeah. So
I mean, I will say that some of the environments are ugly. Like
especially New Atlantis.
New Atlantis, considering it's like the fundamental
peak of human civilization.
Yeah, it's ugly. Like the shadows look awful.
It's the design
trees
choice.
Look awful.
Trees are flat.
Yeah, I know it's a choice, but it's a bad choice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, so many games look so much better. Some of the internal spaces, really nice. Like, I really like the
Ryujin offices. They look amazing.
The NASA punk effect that they've got in some of like the ships and stuff. Some of the internal spaces, they've done a cracking job.
Yeah.
But some of it is just, honestly, it's weird because it's like if it was consistent, if it was consistently bad or consistently mid, it would be fine or fine-ish. It's the fact that some of it looks so good and some of it looks so really quite bad.
Yeah.
Like New Atlantis that you spend a lot of time in, I would say looks really bad.
Yeah, the well looks
good. The well looks great, yeah. Neon looks great.
Yeah.
How?
The fact you can completely miss the well, because I thought they were talking about a well with water in it.
Yeah, same. exactly the same, or underground or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I suppose it is kind of.
But these are the weird design decisions. Like, why did they do that? Why did they put so many resources into an area that's optional and look so good?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'd say one of the good things I would say is the gunplay is actually pretty good.
The gunplay is good. It's actually really surprised me.
0G gunplay in specific is really fun.
Yes,
I didn't expect it to be
around.
as good as it was. Yeah.
Especially when you take into account that kinetic damage weapons do move you around. They do give you pushback, and laser ones don't, which is something that a lot of games would miss out.
Do you know what? I didn't notice that. That is really cool, actually.
Yeah.
It is really superhuman, isn't it? Flying over the top and just blowing someone's head off with a shotgun. It's just a superhuman moment. I love it.
I do think, as we touched on before, the side missions were really well written.
Yeah,
which also leads into the lore being really pretty good.
Most of the side, the activity, I think the activities are a bit naff.
Yeah, but they're like
mostly, but
they don't matter too much. The main side missions with a story, I think that's where Bethesda excel.
100%.
And I think if they can carry that over,
it shines,
into,
and you're like, this is Bethesda.
Anything with a faction, they're good with factions.
Yeah, and if they can really carry that over into the next Elder Scrolls,
which they're good at. Anyway. Yeah.
Then a lot of the problems,
a
lot of the problems we have are kind of with the space side of it. So unless you start doing like multiverse Elder Scrolls, then they kind of can't really mess that side up. And then you've got side quests. So
Elderfield.
Oh no! Don't give him ideas, please.
Well, I remember there was a rumor like before Starfield came out that like the timeline is actually like Fallout, then Starfield. Oh no, I think it's like Starfield, then Fallout, then Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
In the timeline, like Elder Scrolls happens like way in the future of Starfield or something after Earth's been blown up. I don't know.
Who knows?
Well, it's not necessarily set on Earth.
No,
Elder Scrolls, they never mention Earth.
True.
That is true.
Could be another planet.
Yeah.
True.
So overall, even though I've gone in negative, I've actually quite enjoyed the game.
Got 100 hours in it, I should think so.
It could be for more reasons, though. So one of my friends is playing it. I've been chatting to him while we've both been experiencing it. So that has really picked up.
Experiencing different things. Have you seen this yet? And that
has that happened to you?
Good conversation.
It was very good. And I've ended up with, I never got there before, sorry, but I have ended up with almost a game-breaking moment for me as well. I put a load of money into my ship. I've got myself to a point where I'm doing really good and working out why it wasn't loading, and the person that just stopped talking to me, I've worked out how to get past her too. And I've moved to a point now where in story, obviously we're talking about Starfield, so sorry if there's spoilers for people, but you get a point where you choose what to become, and I became a pirate because why the hell not? And this has really hindered me every step of the way afterwards.
Oh no.
So I made sure I married Sarah, because then she wasn't going to be angry at all my choices. Turns out she is.
Yeah, she gets pretty angry at anything you
does.
do against the law. She is not happy with.
We're married now. Stuff like right. You can't testify against me, right? So I sided with the pirates, and I've just moved into a part of the game where you had the main story. You have to jump back to the eye. There's all sorts. You've been split up. The game's moving to a major choice. However, because I chose to be a pirate, the Vanguard hate me because I'd already completed the Vanguard missions. It didn't matter before, and I'm trying to leave Jameson to go up to the Eye, and there are about 15 to 20 ships in the vicinity. So the second I leave the planet, they come after me. Now I managed to take them out, and then another wave came of about 15 or 20 ships, and I managed to take them out. And my bounty now is I don't have the money. I can't find the money to pay my bounty off.
I had
to
a similar
get to the Eye. I can't complete. I can't go any further.
I had a similar issue early on where you had the starter ship that's like rubbish, and I kept getting attacked by I think pirates at the time because I went to this planet. But I was under-leveled. I couldn't beat them. I tried so many times. I couldn't beat them. The problem is you can't escape. Like every time I reloaded, they were there and they were attacking me. So I couldn't sneak around them. I couldn't fast travel because you're in combat. So the only way was either loading a save or lowering the difficulty. So I just lowered the difficulty, killed them all, and moved on. But it's, again, bad design decision. A game should never put you in a position where you have to reload saves that often because you've hit a wall that you can't get past. If you think about any other
I've got to try and find a way of earning this money now because I can't even go in that system.
If you think about any other game, like one of the things Bethesda does to its credit is gives you loads of saves. So you can select your save from 10 minutes ago, an hour ago, whatever. But it's almost like it's a necessity because without it, you would break the game too often. So no other game does that. You've got auto saves and you've got maybe a couple of saves that you can go back to, but it's never a problem because you never need to. You never need to go back and pick that particular save that was 15 minutes ago because you ran into this problem. And it's those things that it just annoys me.
So back to your point of the home building, I absolutely love that part of it. Good. I was enjoying it. I put about 15 hours into building an outpost. It looks awful, but I enjoyed doing it. And I've spent some of the little bad design choices, like trying to move or from one system to another. It's just that complicated trying to make it work. One tiny little glitch stuffs the whole thing up. It's frustrating. Yeah. So I'd spent a lot of time doing that and I've enjoyed doing that. But that's, again, linking to Fallout for me. That's part of what's making me enjoy this game still. And
because there's quite a base building aspect of Fallout 4, wasn't there? And 76, I suppose.
So I think as we're sort of like, we're getting quite close to the end of this now. We're running out of time. Shall we wrap to, do we recommend the game?
Yeah.
Shall we start with Ben? Because we started with Ben.
Yeah. Go on, Ben.
Do as advised. Follow it to Neon before you make your choice. But I would say, have a go at the game.
Okay,
yeah.
Even if after the 45 minutes of
even the pain
it off.
I haven't slagged it off as such.
No. More
but one of my choices was to be a gangster who has a shotgun. So come on.
As we go around as well, why don't we tell each other what we actually picked as our starting?
Oh yeah, that's a good shout.
Yeah.
So I misread part of it and it was a moment. I thought my parents were alive and they sent me pocket money. No. My parents are alive and I sent them pocket money. I chose Wanted because I figured people are going to come and I'm going to get free gear. So kill them, take the stuff. I chose Gangster because you get a shotgun. And is that all the choices? Yeah, that's it, isn't it? 3?
You get 3.
Yeah, so they were the 3.
Yeah, so they were the 3.
Oh, okay.
Nice. What about you, Joe?
I chose Space Trucker.
Oh, that's very you. I can see that. Yep.
I think there was one that made you better at melee combat, but I soon figured out that that's not a viable option really in the game. And then I chose the parents one. I was eyeing up between the parents one and you have a house, but either one it just takes money off you periodically.
Yeah.
Would you recommend?
I'm going to say no.
Oh.
I'm going to say the game was vastly underdeveloped for what it needed to be to get the scores that people have been saying.
Which is interesting because it got a year's delay to polish it up. And granted, it's probably their least buggy game. Well, but even though I got game breaking,
said the one.
Everything. So not for me, but for a lot of other people, it's been the least buggy game. Yeah.
What I wish they would have done is Skyrim in space, which the thing is what they were aiming to do, but they just didn't completely missed the ball.
Yeah, fair enough.
They kicked it into a different field. They're not even playing the same game.
I get it because a lot of people who haven't liked it have been saying it's just Skyrim in space. But to me,
but it's not.
That would have sold me. I'd have been like, yeah, that sounds great. But it's not. It's not Skyrim in space.
They tried opening too many doors and they closed all the ones that everyone liked.
It's fair enough.
Fair dues. I get that. What about you, Brad?
So when I first started the game, I wasn't too hot on it. But once I sort of got into it a little bit, like I was saying before, that first Vanguard mission, I actually recommended it to people. I recommended it to you, Jake. I remember saying when we were on holiday, you should play it. Recommended it to some friends. I was telling people at work that they should play it. I actually actively was recommending it.
Yeah.
After my 25, 30 hours on the game breaking bug, I'd probably be more on Ben's side with play it for a bit. See if maybe after 5 hours, which is a lot of time. You shouldn't have to say to people, play something for 5 hours, see if you like it. In some cases, that is a full game. You know what I mean? Maybe just play that instead. But I'd say give it a go if you like previous Bethesda games. But ultimately, I don't think I can recommend it. because I wouldn't want anyone
It just didn't work.
Yeah, I wouldn't want anyone to have the same
to be
problems
fair.
I had, and you literally wasted time. And as we've sort of discussed, it missed so many marks that it's hard to recommend. I'd recommend other better RPGs.
Okay. What did you pick as your starting things? I know you picked Parents, if I remember right.
Definitely pick Parents. I know that. It felt wrong not doing, because if I didn't, it means Parents are dead, and I just got that weird disconnect with real life. I like, but my parents are alive. So I didn't want to pick that anyway, but I didn't really want to send them money, but I had to. I picked one that came with a jetpack. I can't remember. Soldier?
Possibly.
Did that have jetpack? I don't know.
A few of them did.
I think I did.
Does that
pick
come with it
Soldier.
pre-unlocked in your skill tree then?
I think
if you do
so.
that?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then an alien one where you had better O2.
Oh yeah, but you did worse on planet because of gravity.
I don't know.
Something like that.
Something
You
like
perform better in space.
Something like that. I don't remember. It didn't really make much of a difference, to be honest. I feel like it could have. Maybe they should have made it make more of a difference. But yeah, ultimately, I probably wouldn't recommend it. But I'd say to people, maybe give it a go. But this is my experience.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
What about you?
Yeah, would you recommend it?
I think I lean more towards Ben's take on it. I haven't had any I mean, it's very unfortunate for you, Brad, for yours to just end experience. Yes. It's a tricky one. At parts, I was really enjoying it. Again, when I started the game, I was a bit lukewarm on it, but I wasn't like, this is bad. I was like, oh, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's all right. And then when I find the good side missions, my God, the good side missions are good. But the game, I think, is just very all right at the minute. I haven't got to Neon in my playthrough.
You might have the same problem I had.
So I might very well have the same problem. But I've enjoyed it for the most part. It's, again, very complex. It's just all the problems, all the bad choices. It really gets the experience down. And I think if it didn't have any of that, it would be a good game. Maybe it would have warranted some of the scores. But I would recommend it, like Ben, but just be dubious. Put a bit of time in. If you're not liking it first and you're really not getting into it, go to Neon and just beeline it to there and then see how you're feeling. Again, like you said, you shouldn't have to tell people, stick with it for 5 hours.
No.
But
maybe the way around this is complete the campaign, because then at least it takes
complete the campaign,
15-20 hours.
And try and do these main faction missions.
Maybe not, because that's the problem I had. I spent so long. Yeah, I spent so long on all those, and then I felt more burnt because my main campaign crashed. If you do the campaign and it crashes, maybe you only lose 5 hours of your life.
That's true.
And if you get to the end...
Well, maybe that's it. Get to the end of Neon and see what happens.
Well, no, just get to the end of the game, then do all the side missions, and at least you've completed the game.
I wouldn't say that, because by the end of the game, I like the feeling of these big RPGs. It'll usually show you stuff like, you did this for the Vanguard, you did this.
I don't think it does.
For the stuff, and all those choices and all those experiences come together at the end.
Now, I've not finished the game. I don't know. This could be a spoiler, but I actually don't know. So
I mean, I even got the powers in the game yet. No. So I'm looking forward to getting those. Again, yeah, I would say yeah.
But I've heard there's an interesting thing it does at the end for New Game Plus. Now, I say it's not a spoiler because I don't actually know, but my assumption is it might be multiverse sort of related or black hole related. Maybe you go back in time. I can gather, I don't want to spoil it. That's the thing. So
I don't know anything about the ending specifically, but I know in New Game Plus you can get new powers.
Okay.
So you don't get the same powers.
Yeah. So that's why I've heard people say complete it first, and then at least you don't have the same issue I had.
Yeah.
Or you do, and you've not wasted as much time.
Yeah.
You're supposed to keep your skill tree and your research, aren't you, as well? So in New Game Plus, you've kept all the stuff you've done previously, and you just get better, basically.
Spider-Man took it off. As soon as Spider-Man came out, I started playing that, and I couldn't put it down. I couldn't put it down to play Starfield. It just completely took over, kind of like the symbiote. And so my plan at the minute is, once I finish Spider-Man 2, and I'm going to try and 100% that too. So look forward to me talking about that next episode, I'm sure. I'm going to go back to Starfield. I do want to finish it. It's not put me off enough to not finish it.
Yeah.
But there are glaring issues with it. It frustrates me to no end a lot of the time, especially when I dock and then press the button to undock instead of going to the ship.
I sighed more times playing this game than I think I have.
Yes.
So
that's it.
what did you start with, Jake? What did you start with?
I started with Wanted. I was a bounty hunter, but I don't think that was part of the free that you pick. I think that was like a profession. So I was a bounty hunter.
Maybe that's where Soldier was actually.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I was a bounty hunter, Wanted. I was an introvert, which definitely doesn't help because you've got characters with you all the time. So you're weaker when you have somebody with you. And
does Vasco still count for that?
Yes.
Is it not like having your dog in Fallout?
I was thinking that would be ideal, but no, I think it still counts. I can't remember the last one I picked. But I did find we Wanted. No one ever came after me, or no one's come after me yet. Which
they do. Bounty hunters find you, and then bounty hunters attack bounty hunters. It's quite fun.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. But yeah, I would tell people to play it. I mean, we literally had a message on our Q&A last week from Tim. Thank you for that. And I asked, what's everybody been playing with all these games coming out? And he put, I've been playing Starfield, absolutely love it, love building ships and all that. So I do apologise for how much it's like.
Sorry, Tim.
But
all opinions are valid.
Definitely. And
including negative ones.
Again, I'd just like to say, I do recommend it, but be very, very cautious.
Also, mine's not negative.
No, definitely.
Mixed. Yeah.
Like, I have enjoyed it for the most part, but I just think it's all right.
Yeah.
It's not great. It's not meeting Bethesda's high standards from the past to me. Anyway, let's wrap up. So thanks for listening. Email us at gaminggarnish@gmail.com. No, .co.uk, sorry. For any questions or if you'd just like to speak to us or anything. So until next time.
Bye, guys.
Is.com.
See you later.
Is.com.
Gmail.com.
Gmail.com.
You are rubbish today.
And on that note, see you later.
Goodbye.